Cheryl of ALMC Mortgage has put together a checklist of what you need to know and frequently asked questions when it comes to your mortgage. Get answers. Go to CherylAnswers.com. CherylAnswers.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
Hey, Denver, this is Dave Ramsey on KLZ. The only way I can help you is for you to call me. Do it today. The Dave Ramsey Show is live from noon to 3 right here on the legendary AM 560 KLZ.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us. This hour of the Experienced Pros Radio Show brought to you by the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting. They are transforming numbers into peace of mind.
By the Numbers Bookkeeping online is bythenumbersbanda.com, bythenumbersbanda.com, or give them a call at 720-837-0860. We always say that Philip Aronoff, the owner of Bookkeeping by the Numbers, is the bookkeeper to the stars.
And he is, and you are a star if he's working with you on your bookkeeping as well.
Absolutely. You want to check out what's going on through the Meetup calendar. We changed the name of our Meetup calendar. It used to be The Revolution,
right,
but we found it easier to switch it over to Experience Pros for those of you who want to find us. So meetup.com/Experience Pros. When you get there, click on the calendar tab to see all the events, not only that Eric and I are involved with, but all those that the members of our Extreme Customer Service Directory are attending as well, or putting together.
And this is a busy week.
It is a very busy week. We are actually hosting this week. We have our very first VIP event that is just for our advertisers that we're going to put together starting this week. But on Wednesday, our visibility event, our public networking visibility event, is going to be held from 6 to 8 p.m. at the Volcano Asian Fusion Restaurant, which is at the corner of like Arapahoe and, is that Havana at that point?
Yep.
You know how Dry Creek turns into Havana. And so we'll be there on Wednesday. You can RSVP on our Meetup calendar. Of course, on Thursday, Open House with Style is having one of their events. And then next week, we're taking it up north, where we will be in Greeley for our monthly visibility event on
excited for that as well.
The fourth Thursday of every month. All right, so have you heard of the Mindful Revolution? It was actually recently discussed in a Time magazine. It was the cover story talking about a society that's oversaturated with technology and stresses, that we've lost our ability to focus. Well, we brought in the expert, Didi Nard. She is Thailand's all-time best-selling author. She's the most sought-after self-help guru in Asia, graduate from University of London, 2 master's degrees, and now guest on the Experience Pros Radio Show. Didi Nard, welcome to the Experience Pros Show.
Don't know if she's with us yet. Let's try that again. Didi Nard, welcome to the show.
Yes, hello, how are you?
Oh, Didi Nard, very nice to have you with us. We're doing fantastic. Thank you for joining us. This Mindful Revolution, you know, we talk about the stresses of an overly saturated technology, busy lifestyle. This just sounds like day-to-day life in my world. What's wrong with society today?
Well, if you want to talk about stress, what happened to me was that I lost my husband on the morning of New Year's Eve, and my son was only 11 months old, and we learned at that day at the funeral that we inherited $3 million, not in cash, but in debt. So if you want to talk about stress, I can tell you about that.
Oh.
But what I learned more than, what I learned more than is that stress doesn't help us to go anywhere at all. But when I heard of that news, I actually collapsed. But my son, 11 months old, he stood up on his feet for the first time and wiped away my tears. I knew then that I always asked the wrong question, that why this happening to me? But instead, a child actually asked the right question, how can I make this better? So from that moment on, I learned that we should be asking, how can we make this thing better? And stress and unhappy mind never help anyone. You always make the bad decision if you're unhappy or feeling bad.
Oh, yeah, that is absolutely tweetable. You'll always make a bad decision if you're unhappy or feeling bad. And amazing, Dee, that you could recognize in that moment when you collapsed under that emotional and financial stress, but recognize that something good was also happening simultaneously. You had a baby who was going to grow up and give you that inspiration and hope. And you've gone on to actually write one of the world's most popular books, over 1.4 million copies of your book, The Compass of Now, has actually been sold and brings wisdom for living a happy and debt-free life. So, Dee, we would love to hear some of your inspirational tips on living a happy and debt-free life.
Yes, at this moment, many of your audience may have just lost their loved ones, or being brokenhearted, or lost their jobs, or lost their business, or being talked bad about behind their back. But what I'm saying is that whatever your audience are facing, it can get better as long as you know how. Just like what happened to me then, $3 million debt. But then how I turn it around, paying off everything and earn a lot more, is that I actually I try to manage my mind, because I heard that if you are mindful, if you can master your mind, you can master your life. But I didn't know how, so I tried to sit down to meditate. But then I must have felt like Julia Roberts in Eat, Pray, Love movie, when she couldn't even sit for 1 minute, which I couldn't either. But I felt so much pain in my leg. But at that moment, when I just observed the pain in my leg, I saw the pain separated from me. And that moment, it was like an enlightening moment when I feel that if the pain that is so real in my leg can be separated from me, that means that is that. My mind is my mind. Our feeling or thoughts can be separated from us. So that moment, I once first tasted the sense of freedom, that we humans can be free from even our own feeling and thoughts. Animals can't. They are driven by their feeling and thoughts all the time. But we humans, we have the ability to see our thoughts and feeling and then choose whether we want to feel that way or think that way. So that moment when I just observed the pain in my legs, the pain actually just disappeared. I knew then that if you want to try to push something out of your life, it actually expands. But if you can live with it and you don't mind that it's there, and you can stay coexisting with the pain or your problem actually goes away. That was when it happened. I knew then that I can easily pay off $3 million debt and have a lot more by being happy with the debt then. Maybe both of you may not have any debt, but for us who have debt before or are having debt now, we feel very small and sad, and we feel like, oh, I pray that whenever my debt goes away or finish or paid off, I'll be happy. But what I learned then is that you need to be happy then, to be in the state of abundance, to be in the state of being loved and happy and have everything. And that inner state of you actually bring the outer circumstance according to your wish.
Dee Nard, when you talk about having that feeling of abundance, even though you were in such incredible financial strain, $3 million in debt, that it only took you 2 years to become debt free. And it's amazing because we will look at the fact and say, well, these things are truly happening around us. But we underestimate the power of our thoughts and the power of our mind and how we can totally pull ourselves out of that. We want to make sure that our listeners get a copy of, or know where to get a copy of, your international best-selling book, The Compass of Now. Where's the best place for them to follow up with you, Dee Nard?
Yes, The Compass of Now can be found in Amazon and all the bookstores near you. And it's full of short stories that can make you come back to your true home, that is your own heart, your own body, your own life. As long as you are aware of yourself more, you feel happier and you can run your life happily.
Well, Dee Dee Nard, thank you so very much for joining us today and inspiring us and our listeners. And folks, pick up that copy of the book, The Compass of Now, where books are sold. Excuse me. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
All right.
Have a wonderful day.
You as well.
Bye.
Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, more positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
When it comes time for you to buy your next new or gently used vehicle, you'll definitely want an auto broker. And when it comes to which auto broker to choose, here's all you need to know. Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. Matt has access to all makes and models and offers fantastic financing, leasing, and can even help you with your trade-in. H.M. Brown has 27 years with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Buy your next car with the integrity and capable help of Matt Martin and H.M. Brown and Associates. 303-414-2388. Call today.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the Orange Effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706. Or visit RivieraFinance.com.
Arthritis and gout sufferers, listen up. You don't have to resolve yourself to a lifetime of pain. Burt Middleton is a certified nutritional therapy consultant and a former gout sufferer. That's right, I said former gout sufferer. Whether you deal with rheumatoid arthritis or the most severe case of gout, Burt Middleton can and will help you kill the pain quickly and permanently. You need Burt Middleton, the gout killer. His nutritional and lifestyle solutions help you get the gout out. Check out thegoutkiller.com today or call Burt directly 970-485-5955.
Hi, this is Angel, and I've been in my home for 12 years now. When I think about redecorating, I just can't seem to get past what I've always done. Helene's Designs offers a fluff it up service for home decorating. She takes what I already have and rearranges just enough to fluff it up. Call Helene to get fluffed up at 720-233-7302. Helene's Designs is a full-service design firm that helps you turn your dreams into a reality. Call Helene's Designs today at 720-233-7302 or check out the before and after pictures online at helenesdesigns.com.
Hi, everybody. It's me, America's Mr. Right, Jason Lewis. Join me weeknights at 7 for the Jason Lewis Show on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. All right, so fascinating topic when we talk about stress and how it overcomes our everyday life and all the decisions, even when something is factual. You know, if you're looking at your bank statement and you're looking at facts, I think we tend to let the facts overrule us and consume us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, one of the benefits of being friends with Rob Roy McKinney with North Star Digital Imaging, when you're on his email list, he sends out these wow emails that are just supposed to be encouraging. Maybe they're quotes or fun little stories. And if you are in need of a gluten-free copier, digital Imaging Solutions.
Right.
He is your guy, and you can give him a call.
They do Baker's Dozens, too.
That's right. You buy 12, you get the 13th one for free. You can call Rob Roy at 303-741-4738. But he sent me this article that actually I think kind of piggybacks exactly what on our last topic was, our last interview was. But it's 14 things that positive people don't do.
Oh. Ergo, the no, no's.
No, we don't do this. It says positive people don't have a magical power that you don't possess. Instead of letting stress control them, positive people take control of their life by managing their stress and striving to improve every day. So I don't know if we'll get through all 14, but the first thing is they do not assume the worst. They do not say that we were intentionally excluded.
Oh. I must not be a positive person.
Well, I don't know. I'm just thinking that was the phrasing you used.
It's true.
And it came in right here. They don't assume the worst.
I wasn't saying that was the worst.
That wasn't the worst thing.
I was saying that I had body parts that did not include me in that group intentionally.
It's amazing how many problems wouldn't exist if we didn't invent them in our heads. Positive people know that leaping to conclusions is usually a bad idea. Instead of freaking out about an unanswered text, what if they don't like me? They go on with their day. They must be busy. Before they decide another person is untrustworthy, they make an honest effort to find out more about them. Second thing is they don't resist the truth. It's easy to live in a lie because lies can grow so strong it actually makes people forget about the truth. Positive people know they need to face the truth and live with it because making excuses will never get a solution for what has gone wrong.
Interesting. Okay.
They don't hold on to resentment. Positive people understand that resentment only causes pain in life over and over again, so they let go of it. They choose to accept and forgive things that happened in the past and move on with what they have learned from the incident.
So I know other people who are not positive. Okay.
They don't forget the little things. It's easy to forget the little things. Or is it easy to forget the little things? They say certainly, but positive people don't make a habit of it. Instead, they express gratitude for every blessing, no matter how big or how small. They know that it's silly to think more stuff will make them feel better if they can't be happy about what they already have.
I've always said that the devil's in the details, and I think that supports that. The little things are important.
They don't pass the buck. Positive people realize that they are the CEO of their own life and thus take full responsibility for how things are. They don't get, quote unquote, stuck in traffic. They were late. They didn't have something come up. They forgot.
Did you write this?
I didn't. Oh. No. I'll tell you who wrote it.
It's clear. I mean, this is in 100% agreement with everything you believe.
Daniel Wallen.
All right.
Daniel Wallen. But it was sent to me by Rob Roy. But the whole thing of I couldn't find something or something, whatever. It's like, well, what did you do to make sure you could keep track of it? What did you do to make sure you would be on time? What did you do to ensure?
Yeah, stuff doesn't happen to you.
Yeah, and says positive people don't claim that they can't help it because they can do anything they set their mind to. And our last guest, Dee Dee Nard, getting herself out of
$3 million
of debt in 2 years was amazing.
Sure.
They don't see problems as problems. The word problems is seen as challenges for positive people. They believe that every obstacle comes as an opportunity that is yet to be discovered.
I might have a trickle of positivity.
Positive people take the chance to challenge themselves and improve their life. They don't resign themselves to reality.
What?
Oh.
They don't resign themselves to reality?
I have been told that I don't live in the real world. So maybe this will have something to do with this
all right.
quote-unquote reality most people speak of. What is this reality?
Who are most people? Wait a minute. Okay, we're going to jump off the track here.
No, let me read it first before you jump off the track.
Okay.
And so the reality that most people speak of sounds like a dreadful place where dreams go to die. Positive people know that anything is possible with consistency and hustle, so they choose to write their own reality.
I'm completely confused. I don't know if I'm positive or negative or real.
Do you have hustle?
Do I what?
Do you have hustle? Well, it says that positive people know anything is possible with consistency and hustle. Do you have hustle?
I all day long.
Can I see your hustle?
No.
I bet you you could do the hustle. All right. So the next one is they don't expect something for nothing. Positive people don't fall for lose weight fast or get rich quick scams. They know that anything worth having requires hard work and often lots of it. Positive people are comfortable with the fact that achieving success might take a bit longer than they would like, but it will be oh so worth it.
Oh, so worth it.
Oh, so worth it.
I like it.
They don't get bored.
Huh?
Boredom is a place where creativity, inspiration, and productivity die.
There's that
the word
that
die
dreams
twice.
dying, going to die.
Yeah.
You know what? Pick one out of the next several, and let's close with that, because I don't like this die talk.
Okay, so something that isn't dying.
Yeah.
They don't hang out with toxic people.
Oh.
Positive people don't let negative, toxic people drag them down. Instead, they surround themselves with other positive people who are fun and inspiring to be with. Why should a positive person spend their time with a person who complains about everything and gossips about everybody? Positive people know there is no good answer to that question.
So, are you positive or are you negative? Are you positive that you're negative? Are you positive that you're positive? There you have it. Thanks to Rob Roy. Appreciate you. Rob Roy McKinney, the consultant with character, working over at North Star Digital Imaging. If you need a copier solution at all, 303-741-4738. We'll be back after these messages.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to see it thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
If selling is important to your bottom line in business, and it is, then how you sell is more important than what you sell. If your sales approach is old school and outdated, you're leaving money on the table. Sales expert Liz Wendling will absolutely help you update your sales language and transform your sales results. Stop sounding like everyone else in your industry and stand out, not blend in. Liz can show you how. Every minute you delay, you're losing money. Call Liz Wendling today, 303-988-9157, or visit online at evolvedselling.com.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle, one piece at a time.
You make all kinds of plans for your business, but have you planned for the event that you may need long-term care? Did you know that you can have long-term care insurance that offers you tax advantages and a guaranteed rate of return? Walt Wilson is a licensed agent working in the financial services segment of the insurance industry, and he's a pro when it comes to long-term care. It only takes a moment to register for the next free webinar that could literally change your financial outlook. Visit privatepensiondesign.com today and click the LTC webinar tab.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No, available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
Wake up with Randy Corcoran, early mornings at 5 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The experienced pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros Radio Show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Very nice to have you along with us. Today we get to talk a little bit about your business and the kind of cash flow that it takes to keep it all running.
I'll tell you what, without cash flow, doesn't it really put a kink in the system?
Yes.
It can really slow things down. Maybe you've got payroll. Maybe you've got some investments or equipment that you need to purchase. And if your customers, I don't know, have a slow paying, what do you call that, 90-day, 30-day, right, where it takes them a long time to actually pay their invoices, it can really put a damper on you running your company. So we brought in our expert, Jack Loudon with Riviera Finance. You can find them online at riverafinance.com. You can also give Jack a cute little email. Cute little, I don't know why I said that.
Oh, because all emails are cute in your world.
And, you know, Jack Loudon is the letter J, Loudon, Louden, at riverafinance.com. Jack, welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
Cash flow, is it really, are people really struggling with slow, invoicey kind of issues?
You know, it happens all the time in business, and it is a big inhibitor to growth. I mean, how do you grow your business if you don't have the money to continue on? You're just, going around in circles.
Right, but
waiting to get paid.
It's just kind of the way it goes. You do the job, you send them the invoice, it's got to get into their system, it's got to go through their people, and it just takes a while. And so don't you kind of factor that in earlier on in your business planning?
Yeah, but it will inhibit your growth. Once you're up and running and going strong, then yes, you can afford to wait those 30, because 30 will turn into 45, 45 is going to turn into 60.
Sure.
60 turns into 90, and the larger the client that you have, the slower they pay because they can.
Because they can. Let's just call it the way that it is. Now Riviera Finance has already factored 281,000, almost 282,000 invoices just in this year alone.
Correct.
You guys are doing big business.
Yeah, last year alone, we purchased over $1 billion with a B of invoices.
Wow.
And we're able to give that money right away to our clients.
All right, so
and we wait to get paid.
Talk our listeners through then how this works for them to get paid quickly, and yet their invoices are still paid whenever the customer has.
Right. So when someone contacts me and we talk about their business, and I always want to say, what are your goals? What are you looking at it? What are you looking for? I was visiting with a client in the end of March, and I said, if we give you X number of dollars next week, what are you going to spend?
Right.
What are you going to do with it, and how's that going to affect your business? And if you can't answer that, I'm going to turn around and go back to Denver. And
could they answer it?
Yeah, absolutely. He can answer. There's an equipment auction coming up. I need to do this. I need to do that. And
if all of our invoices were paid today, we know. It's like, I know exactly
capital
what I would do with that.
Investing here, and maybe payroll or
hiring
somebody, right?
Well, hiring, being able to bid on a job that if you get that job, you're going to have to throw out a bunch of cash just to get ready to perform the job.
Right.
Whether it be purchasing raw materials or products or whatever.
Okay, so let me ask you a question. Let's say that's the thing. I'm going to be able to bid on this job if you give me the money today, and you're going to give me the money because you're going to collect that later from them. You just take over the invoice, right?
Correct. We just take over the invoice, and it's a very simple process. We have just a one-page application. Tell us a little about your businesses, and then who your clients are.
Right.
And the initial setup takes 2 to 3 days sometimes. We will actually run a credit check on their clients.
Right.
Because you
got to make sure they're going to pay.
Make sure they're going to pay.
Right.
And like I tell a business owner, if we won't factor that invoice or buy that invoice, give you the money for it,
you shouldn't have done business.
You might have been careful,
right?
You know.
Well, but Jack, and that's I think one of the most important parts to this whole conversation is, you're able to go out and check those credit reports on those folks out there, and you're brokering this deal for them to give them the cash up front. It's not loan sharking.
Correct, and
it's not late debt collecting.
It is not. We're not a debt collector.
Yeah.
We're going to accept whatever terms they are. If it's net 30, then we want to get paid net 30. If it's net 45 or net 60 or whatever. Right. So, and then once you're set up in the system, I said that takes a couple of days. Then when you submit the invoices to us, within 24 hours, we verify that the invoice is, because the work must be done and completed,
right,
and accepted. We verify that is the case. We give them what's called a notice of assignment to assign the invoice to pay us instead of paying them, and then we fund the cash the very next day, or within 24 hours. So now instead of them waiting 30, that turns into 45, they have the money tomorrow, and they could send us invoices every day, every week. They get to control their business when they get it. Some differences between us that I like to point out, and some other companies out there, is we don't make them submit every single invoice. They can pick and choose which ones they want. So if they have customers that are paying within 10 days or pay within 20 days, or there's maybe smaller amount, it's really not going to affect their business, they don't have to submit those to us. They can pick and choose. Therefore, they can control the fees that are associated with factoring, and they can use it to grow their business and to achieve their goals.
So some other companies make you turn over all of your invoices? You don't?
Absolutely. Some of them say,
okay.
Some companies will even say, because I had a client that we couldn't do because they were with a competitor that says, well, how much do you plan on doing? Well, this particular client that I'm thinking of said, we're probably going to do $300,000 a month.
Okay.
And they were in the oil field business and whatnot, and that's what they committed to. And then they committed to a 1 year of $300,000 a month. Well, they only did about $200,000. When it come time for their term to be over,
they were upside down.
They're upside down.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
So they had to. So
they thought their business was going to grow, hit a few lumps, didn't quite hit their targeted sales goals, and the factoring company that they were with kind of held them accountable that they didn't hit
for all 300.
For the whole 300, so 300 times 12.
Right. So
they wanted that fee, and they'll play little games, and so that's why we kind of get a bad name. They'll play little games. Well, we'll waive those fees, just renew for another year.
And Riviera goes month to month.
Riviera, typically our term is only a 6-month term.
6-month term. Okay.
6-month
all
term.
Right.
But we don't make them commit to a dollar amount. So they don't. Some months they may not factor at all. They not submit an invoice at all. That's okay. Like I say, use us as a tool.
Right.
And you got to use it as the right tool. If you want to drill a hole in a table, both a drill and a hammer will work.
All right. What size clients do you serve at Riviera Finance?
Typically, anything from a startup, small to mid-sized business, all the way up to $2 million a month in receivables.
So Experience Pros is a little too big for you guys, but everybody else would be all right.
Exactly.
I understand.
Exactly. So some clients are too big for us, but we're in the business of helping the small to mid-sized person grow. We've taken companies from they had $80,000 a month in invoices up to over $1 million a month in invoices in a very short period of time because they had the working capital.
They have the working capital. They don't have somebody in-house that is chasing down the accounts receivables. And that person in-house can now do other things like bringing in new cash,
Absolutely.
Customer care, marketing, bringing in revenue, rather than spending that on somebody chasing down those lengthy accounts receivables.
Right.
I like that. I want to mention some of the companies that you work the best with. You had mentioned an oil and gas company.
Yeah, anybody in the service industry that's working in the oil and gas field, some of the big companies, Anadarko, ConocoPhillips, they're paying in 90 days.
Wow.
And you get some of these welders and some of these, landscapers out there that are doing pad sites, pad work, water haulers, things like that. It's hard for them to.
So this is ideal if you are invoicing another company. It's not if you are invoicing
your customers,
consumer,
right? It's not B2C.
So it is if you are invoicing another company that it has a lengthy turnaround, 30, 60, 45, 90-day payout.
We work with a lot of trucking companies, buying, their freight bills. We probably purchase 30,000 freight bills a month as a company all over the United States for different trucking companies. So trucking is a great industry for us.
I think that's funny because you've got magnets that say you deliver a truckload of cash. So you get to factor your invoices for immediate cash with Riviera Finance. Your office is here in the tech center. Let's give some contact information. People can call you.
Certainly. They can reach me in my office at 303-409-7706. Again, you mentioned my email address. It's jlouden, Louden, at RivieraFinance.com.
We like to say if you don't know Riviera Finance,
you don't know Jack.
Thank you very much for that.
All right.
Absolutely.
Jack, what else do we want to make sure we share with our audience today?
Just any company, manufacturing companies, staffing companies are in a big need for cash flow. Any service industry, janitorial, or things like that. Anybody that really can't afford to wait for their money, or they have goals or a vision that says, if I just got paid today, I could do this.
Right.
I like to also point out that, a lot of times we're a short-term solution. We're not a long-term solution. Typically, our clients stay with us about 12 to 18 months just to get up and running, to get that cash flow going to build their business. And then maybe they could go to the bank and get a line of credit, or they can do some traditional types of financing. This is an alternative type of financing. You don't have to go through the headache, of meeting with your banker right away, especially as a startup company. Going through the underwriting process at a bank can be,
painful,
stressful.
Yes. All right, Jack, give your phone number one more time.
Certainly, it's 303-409-7706. Say
that again.
It's 303-409-7706.
Jack Louden with Riviera Finance. You find out more information and all the frequently asked questions at RivieraFinance.com, and give him a shout out by email as well at the letter J, Louden, J Louden at RivieraFinance.com. Folks, don't go anywhere. When we come back, more positive business talk coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experience Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory online at experiencepros.com/directory.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress. And when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C2 Computer Consulting. C2 is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C2 at 303-933-1113.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event. ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
1 out of 175 million odds, which literally was the odds in the last Powerball.
Dave Ramsey.
It's a tax on people who can't do math. Well, it's entertainment. Losing money is entertainment. I got a better idea. Drive along the interstate, throw $20 bills out your car window. That'll be entertaining. And you will get entertainment that way, I can promise you that. Just watch the rearview mirror. It'll be fun. The Dave Ramsey Show, noon to 3 p.m. on legendary KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experience Pros, revolutionizing the way people treat people in business.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Thanks for taking time out of your business day to join us for ours. If you missed Fan Bragging Friday last week, boy, howdy, did you miss a great couple of hours. We celebrate business all the time, and one of the things that we love is when the callers call in and share where you can find amazing experiences all around America.
We love opening up the phone lines so that you can have a place to share those stories, because doesn't it feel good? You have a great experience. Somebody just makes you feel valued as a human being. And in these days, when we talk about relationship marketing and just the way that business is done differently, how valuable that human connection is to every one of us. And so we don't take that for granted. We started Fan Bragging Friday years ago. We were lucky enough to register that trademark and give you 855-FAN-BRAG, the toll-free number to call in and fan brag on Friday. And it is nonstop calls of people getting to say something nice about somebody else.
Yeah, absolutely. People are starting to get it and see the value in saying something nice about somebody else. And when they do, they realize that it's that rising tide that lifts all ships, right? That it benefits small business altogether. And you put it out there, it comes around. So Grace, of course, Grace tries to call in and be the first fan bragger of the day. She sets her alarm. I love this. We call her Kindness Captain, and she sets her alarm for I'm not going to tell you the exact time, because if you want to beat her, you're going to have to get,
Do you know what time you do?
I absolutely do.
All right,
yeah.
And so she was the first caller. I wasn't here on Friday.
So she called in about the Crow Hill Cafe there in Bailey, and a brand new establishment, brand new restaurant out there, and she's just loving it out there. If you're around the Bailey area, you're headed out maybe for the weekend or something like that, stop by the Crow Hill Cafe.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. How about this? We had a couple of themes go on where we had more than one fan brag about the same folks. Casper, another one of our Kindness Captain, called in to talk about Chef Curry's cuisine. Now, Chef Curry, you may recognize him from the broadcast. He's also a member of the Extreme Customer Service Directory. He's got a really cool thing going. He'll come into your house and he's going to bring all the dishes. He's going to bring all, like pots and pans dishes kind of things. He's going to bring all the food. He's going to bring all the utensils. He's going to make 2 weeks of meals for a family of 3. You can add more or whatever. But 2 weeks of meals, all freezer ready, and you can and then microwave ready when you're ready. Casper called in and said what a great, amazing guy this is, and he's doing super things. And then we also had another one who just literally used Chef Curry's and said, I cannot wait, knowing that for the next 2 weeks, all of my meals are taken care of.
Think about just the luxury. I mean, we always make excuses of why we aren't eating well. We don't have time, we don't have the talent to go in there and come up with a recipe and come up with something, a variety of menu ideas or meal ideas. I know one of his expertise is actually dealing with if you have food issues. So if you're paleo, if you're gluten-free, if you're diabetic, any kind of food issue, and really these days, who doesn't have a challenge, he can meet all of those needs as well.
The other theme that we had going on was about fitness. We had Bert called in about Iron Tribe Fitness in Centennial, said they're doing an amazing job over there. And then Cheryl called in to talk about Peak Health Fitness. And so fitness is going on, was kind of a theme for the day.
I think everybody's getting ready for summer.
They're
getting ready for summer. I went to the grocery store this weekend, and the produce changes.
Sure.
And you get just in that summer mode, and you just want to eat healthier. You want to be healthier. There's just something about sunshine and vitamin D and being outdoors that I think brings that out in people.
How many of you would love to know a mechanic, an automotive mechanic that you can actually trust? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, Lori called in talking about Saul's Automotive. Saul's Automotive, a member of the Extreme Customer Service Directory, does a fantastic job with everybody. I mean, here's the cool thing I love about Saul's. He doesn't even charge you to hook the computer up to diagnose what's wrong. Most businesses will cost you $75, $80 just to find out what's wrong. And Saul does that for free because he says, why would I charge you to discover the problem? I will charge you to fix it, and he does, but he does a great job. And then Dina called in shortly thereafter to talk about Auto Lab South Broadway. Not the first time either of those companies have been fan bragged about.
All right, well, taking care of your car is a big deal.
Absolutely. Nick May, who's going to be joining the show this Thursday, he called in and he says, I got to tell you a little bit about Binkley IT. Nick fancies himself pretty much computer illiterate. And Binkley IT folks over there, they did a fantastic job taking care of him and lining him up. And then, of course, if you love food like I love food, you got to love Mama Louise Italian Restaurant. Adam called that in, said it was an amazing experience over there. And, I can't wait to go find out.
All right.
Mm-hmm. The end of the show. Anna called in. And Angel, I'm telling you, you missed a tender moment. She had just come back from a visit to Envision Sally Job mammograms, and she was an elderly lady, and she says, Eric, you got to tell all your listeners, tell those women, it's important. Go get your mammograms. And it was just such a tender moment between Anna and the listening audience. And I said, Anna, you just told them. And she says, it's so important. It's a scary thing. She was called back. Fortunately for our listeners and for me and for Anna, especially for Anna, it was nothing to be worried about. But it's always nervous when you get that call back.
Absolutely. Well, love that she wrapped up the Fan Bragging Friday show. There were a couple other stories that were posted online. Of course, it sounds like Cheryl Chasen called in to Fan Brag about Peak Health and Wellness. She also wrote about it on Facebook. Love that she tagged them. Krista Simonson fan bragged about Tammy Jacob Ellis with Mary Kay taking the time to work with her daughter, getting her daughter into taking care of her skin at an early age. And Randy Johnson wanted to fan brag about Randy Ribel with Muscle Maintenance Therapeutic Massage. Danita Nixon fan bragged about Element Massage in Highlands Ranch, and Amanda Dubé also fan bragged about Peak Health and Wellness.
There you go. If you have not yet jumped on the Fan Bragging revolution, it's about time. Program this phone number, 855-FAN-BRAG, that's 855-326-2724, into your speed dial and call us between 10 and noon, or if you want a little earlier, to get in on the show. Say something nice about somebody else in business, lift them up, and then as a way to reward you for that behavior, we're going to ask you about your business as well. It's free marketing.
And it's so much fun. It's so much fun to get your weekend started with a fan bragging story. Of course, you can fan brag every day on our Facebook wall. Just go to facebook.com/experiencepros and say something nice about somebody in as business. If you tag them and branded it and comment as your business name, where you go, your brand follows. This hour of the Experience Pros Radio Show is brought to you by the Numbers Bookkeeping and Accounting, transforming your numbers into peace of mind. Call him Bookkeeper to the Stars.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
By the Numbers, banda.com is the website. Phone number 720-837-0860.
Got to take a quick commercial break, but when we come back, more positive business talk. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
This has been the Experience Pros Radio Show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Dennis Miller, tonight at 10 on legendary KLZ 560, The Source.
A gout attack may prevent you from enjoying life's simple pleasures. Gout is a form of arthritis affecting millions of Americans. Learn more about managing this chronic illness at www.goutliving.org. This message brought to you by the Arthritis Foundation.
Hillary's just coming along to understand that there's a massive human trafficking problem in Africa, in the Middle East, in Russia.
The Laura Ingraham Show.
Human trafficking, my goodness. It generates $9.5 billion in the United States every year.
The Laura Ingraham Show. Weekday mornings at 8 on KLZ 560. The Source. It has 66 books and over 31,000 verses, but the Bible has only one game show.
This is the American Bible Challenge.
The biggest hit in Game Show Network history is back.
Can't phone a friend, can you? Call Jesus.
Jeff Foxworthy hosts an all-new season of America's favorite family quiz show.
Oh, that's great stuff.
With Grammy-winning musical co-host Kurt Franklin. The American Bible Challenge premieres Thursday at 8/7 Central, only on Game Show Network.
This is the legendary KLZ AM 560 KLZ HD Denver and online streaming at 560thesource.com since 1922. KLZ Denver.
This is the Blaze Radio News. I'm Kay Long.
I think he goes, and I think it's time for him to go. I resisted calling for it for a year, but now's the time.
That's Illinois Republican Congressman Adam Kinzinger's answer on Fox News when asked if VA Secretary Shinseki should resign. Kinzinger going on to say resignation's not enough.
Criminality is when somebody says, I'm more interested in protecting my bonus and my job than I am in protecting those that protect our great country. As a veteran myself and as a grandson of a guy who fought in World War II, that angers me. And so when you go to, I'm more concerned with my job than I am with the health care of these veterans, that's not incompetence. That's criminal. That's criminal neglect. And I think it's serious that we get to the bottom of this, find out who made those calls. They don't get suspended. They don't get fired. They get thrown in jail and prosecuted.
Some published reports just out now claiming the Obama administration aware of the VA wait times since 2008. This is news on the Blaze Radio Network.
Everyone is making a switch to the Blaze to make it their source for the truth. Why not make it your source for the truth? Make the Blaze on your homepage for news that the other outlets won't even touch. Subscribe to the Blaze TV at theblaze.com/TV or on Dish Network and get access to original programming like For the Record, the show that exposes what's really going on that the government doesn't want you to know. And Real News, the daily conversation on the topics of the day that matter most. Check out the Blaze Radio Network at theblaze.com/radio with original shows like Buck Sexton, The Morning Blaze with Doc Thompson, Pat and Stu, and Jay Severin. Or, if you need something to hold in your hands, subscribe to the Blaze magazine. So basically, anywhere you need to go, you can take the truth with you by taking the Blaze with you. This is the Blaze. Truth lives here. So just to recap, anywhere you need to go, you can take the truth with you by taking the Blaze with you. Find out all the ways at theblaze.com.
The Blaze Radio News on KLZ 560 The Source.
You're listening to the Experience Pros radio show, where business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer, best-selling authors of Lists That Saved My Business and founders of Experience Pros University, are inspiring you to get your business right. Let's join Angel and Eric for today's program.
Hello and welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Very nice to have you along with us today. We're here to remind you that small business is big business, and your business is our business. Love is in the air.
Really?
I think it is.
Really?
Well, not our air, but Australian air.
Oh, no? No.
Down under.
Oh, well, it goes the opposite way, right? The water.
Everything seems to, and so we're not talking even about human kind of love. We're talking about marsupial love. That's right. There seems to be a problem in Canberra, Australia's capital, where kangaroos seem to be expressing their amour a little too much.
Are they expressing it more than usual, or are we just noticing it?
Well, I don't know the
answer to that. Are they just, a little bit more public area where they're expressing?
Every year, this comes to the news. There's an annual cull of the marsupials, the kangaroos, and they, in many cases, they do it by way of a hunting kind of a thing because it controls the herd, the population, if you will. Well, this year we're working on a different idea. We're going to fix them.
What?
Yep. Going to sterilize them.
Why?
Because they're a little too amorous. They're making too many kangaroos.
It's a big country.
Well, apparently.
There's room.
I don't think they think there's room.
Okay, so they're going to sterilize the kangaroos so
just
we don't have too many baby
Not
kangaroos.
all of them, just a few.
Oh, all right. Oh, like how many do? I don't know, how
500.
many? Okay, that's more than a few.
Yeah, well, it depends on how many you're trying to cull here. Typically, they cull about 1,600, and so they're going to take a third and put them to sleep, and when they wake up, no more baby marsupials. How do you feel about that?
Well, I was getting quite concerned about our Miller moth thing that was coming up here, the waves of Miller moths.
I think we should tranquilize and sterilize them, too.
Maybe.
Absolutely.
Maybe.
Also, this in the news, did you hear that one Florida community, Neptune Beach, has decided to ban the use of expletive language?
You can't cuss on the beach?
Swearing may soon be against the law in Neptune Beach, Florida.
Isn't that covered under freedom of speech?
I thought it was, but Police Chief David Sembeck is.
And I mean, is there a list of specific words that you can't? I mean, because I would think that sometimes the use of some, maybe political heads of country could be a bad word.
Well, pretty soon they're going to be SOL because there's just no swearing out there. They're not allowed to.
They're going to actually make a law. They're going to spend taxpayers' money to say there are words that you cannot, and then what are you getting arrested for? Or is it a fine? Is it just a tax on the people?
Yeah, you got to ask this police chief. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. David Sembeck, he wants to ban the use of public profanity in town, hoping to pass an ordinance that would allow officers to cite individuals who start fights by using their potty mouths. And here's what he says. He says they can curse all they want. That's what the U.S. Supreme Court says. They just can't incite another person to violence. So he's trying to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not sure.
Okay, so what we really want is no more fights.
Right.
So, like bar fights, they're having beach fights.
I guess.
Beach fights are very prominent
Aren't
now.
they a bunch of old people down there?
I don't think so.
I don't think this ordinance stands a damn chance. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to a quick commercial break. When we come back, we've got an expletive-free rest of the show for you. Promise that on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Stop calling around looking for the best mortgage rates and call ALMC Mortgage. ALMC Mortgage matches you with the right mortgage for your needs every single time. Now's the right time to finance. Call ALMC Mortgage today at 303-696-6933. 303-696-6933. Check out today's current rates and questions you should ask about your mortgage at almcmortgage.com. almcmortgage.com.
LMB number 100020432. NMLS number 266695. You can check the licensing status of your mortgage loan originator at dora.state.co.us.
When you think of going to the dentist, it makes you uncomfortable and uptight. You recall the dark ages of dentistry. Weisbard Dental wants to change that image. Imagine being welcomed in a comfortable, beautiful, brand new dental office with digital x-rays, digital photos, being comforted throughout the entire process. At Weisbard Dental, you'll be treated while relaxing in their massage chairs. Make an appointment for Weisbard Dental at 303-773-3373. Check them out at weisbarddental.com. WEISBARD dental.com.
I'm Dr. Lee Weisbard, and I can make you smile.
Life Warrior Coaching is the future of fitness training. It's a health program built around happiness and play. Rather than try to lose weight, let the weight come off naturally through doing things you enjoy. Learn the science of happiness and how to apply it. Learn to play again like when you were a kid, before you were taught that life was serious and exercise was no fun. Try it out now for $29.99. Call today, 303-562-8798, or visit lifewarriorcoaching.com. And remember, be happy and play.
Your photographs are your treasures. Your art collection means something to you, and that jersey you won in that silent auction is providing you with tons of bragging rights, so it matters to you where you have it framed. Trust your framing to the experts at Frame the Art, the experts with heart. What matters to you matters to Frame the Art. Don't drop your treasures off at a warehouse. Call Frame the Art, 303-722-1525, 303-722-1525, located just north of Dartmouth on South Broadway in Englewood. Frame the Art. It matters.
Testosterone therapy. We've all heard about the benefits, but which method is safe? Hi, this is Dr. Gary Donovitz. At BioT Medical, we've developed the most effective way to balance your hormones. And unlike synthetic shots, gels, and creams that come with many negative and dangerous side effects, bioidentical natural testosterone pellets are safe and beneficial to the heart, bones, brain, and prostate. Go to biotmedical.com. That's BIOTE medical.com. BioT, the right choice, the safe choice.
Hi, this is Angel, and ladies, I want to let you in on my newest fashion secret. It's my eyelashes. That's right, my eyelashes. I've been going to Carabella Studio since July, and ever since then, I've had nothing but compliments on my eyelash extensions from my friend Reggie at Carabella Studio. And my favorite part? No more daily hassle of applying and removing mascara, and all of the compliments. Get yours today. Call Carabella Studio today at 303-909-9585. That's 303-909-9585. Ask for the Angel Eyes offer and get your new lashes for only $150. Carabella Studios, 303-909-9585.
Jason Lewis here, America's Mr. Right, and I found a new home in Denver on the Colorado Conservative, weeknights from 7 to 10 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experienced Pros want to help you get your business right. Have you joined the revolution? Visit meetup.com/therevolution and become a business revolutionary. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experienced Pros radio show.
Welcome back to the Experienced Pros radio show with Angel and Eric. Thanks for taking time out of your business day to join us for ours. Change is scary and yet necessary.
Absolutely. You want to instigate change. You know, I think that we always see how there's things we wish were different. You know, I wish I woulda, wish I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Well, we brought in our expert today to talk about instigating change in an era of global renewal, the author of the new book, Heart-Centered Leadership, Lead Well, Live Well, Susan Steinbrecher, executive coach, licensed mediator, speaker, and author. Welcome to the Experienced Pros radio show.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be with you.
Susan, very nice to have you along with us. Tell us a little bit about what does it mean to be a heart-centered leader, and what must we do in order to embrace that?
Well, I think the best way to answer that is when people think about words like manager and leader and then heart-centered leader, what are the real differences of those three? And when I think about a manager, that's somebody who is, in a process of working through others to achieve the organizational objectives in a changing environment. And, they have to maximize and make sure they have effective and efficient use of resources. And then when you think about a leader, of course, it's the person who makes things happen, encourages and inspires others, and catalyst of change, which of course is a very positive thing. But when you take the next level, I think that evolutionary level, it's the heart-centered leader, and that is the person who, of course, is that great leader, but they have the wisdom and the courage and the transparency and compassion to lead from that authentic place with humility and service, and that's what really moves the needle to a whole nother direction.
For a while, it seemed like the leader to be was that servant leader, because you were showing those that following you that you were willing to do the same thing, and so in being willing to serve allowed for some change. But now we're taking that deeper, because when we talk about being a heart-centered leader, I think that makes us, it opens us up to be very vulnerable. Wouldn't you agree, Susan?
Yeah, it is a place of vulnerability, and of course, it's not everything can be shared at all times, right? Especially if you're a publicly traded organization, there's going to be some constraints to that. But what it's really saying is it's a person who understands and trusts that they can handle the truth, that the more that you share with your associates, they're able to get on board with you, aligned to your vision, and able to really help you create, the outcomes that the business needs. That if they're not being shared the information that they need to help you do that, how are you ever going to get that achieved?
Well, interesting though, and I'll piggyback on the question that Angel just brought, because it requires that vulnerability. And let's just say this is something we read your book, we say, okay, I'm going to implement this in my workplace. How do we get the people in our organization on board? What kind of tips or ideas can you give us to implement that into a workplace where it's not already there? That touchy-feely vulnerability isn't a part of our culture today, but we want it to be tomorrow.
Great question. And I always say, let's work within your circle of influence. What are the things that you absolutely can control? So if I'm a leader and I have a group or a team that I'm responsible for, how I work with that team and how they work with me is within my direct control. The other thing that we notice is those organizations that embrace this culture, and we know statistically by research, and it's in the book, that those organizations outperform in all financial metrics that you can imagine. And so if you are somebody in your particular division or group that's leading this way, it's going to be noted, because your turnover will more than likely be lower. You will be the department that everybody wants to go work in for some reason. Well, guess what that reason is? The leader, almost always. So you sort of set the stage and work within your own influence, and other people will see that, and often that inspires others to start making some changes and taking a good look at what you're doing and why you're getting the success that you're getting.
We're talking with Susan Steinbrecher, the author of Heart-Centered Leadership, Lead Well, Live Well. And Susan, in your book, you say there are actually 7 heart-centered principles, and I don't know if we'll be able to get through all 7, but can we cover a couple of those?
Sure, absolutely. So the first one is called Know Thyself, and that is really having that commitment to look in the mirror, which is always a difficult thing and takes a lot of courage. But it's looking in the mirror and honestly assessing, who you are and how you show up, and taking personal responsibility and accountability for that. So that's one principle. Another is don't judge or assume, instead come to understand. Leaders have a tendency to look at a behavior from an associate and immediately make some decisions about why that person's doing what they're doing. So what we're saying here is, no, you need to go ask, you need to try to find out and be inquisitive about why a performance is what it is. We have another principle called letting go, and that is always difficult for leaders, and that is really trusting and empowering your associates to rise to the occasion. So giving them guidance and parameters and boundaries, yes, but not trying to over-engineer or over-control what the person's saying or doing. And there's another one called Know Your Impact, and that is to really be mindful and aware that everything that you say and do as a leader And frankly, everything you don't say or don't do is being observed and watched, and like it or not, people are making decisions about you as a leader as a result.
All right, our guest is Susan Steinbrecher, and the book is called Heart-Centered Leadership. Lead well, live well. Susan, I wish we had more time, but where can we find a copy of your book?
Well, we actually have a website that's heartcenteredleadership.com. So the easiest way is heartcenteredleadership.com. Or certainly my last name is Steinbrecher.com is another website, and that's STEINBRECHER.com.
Fantastic. Susan, thanks so much for joining us. We appreciate you today.
Thank you. Appreciate being on the show.
Absolutely. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk coming up next. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Nyland's Collision Center is an award-winning body shop that takes great care of you and your car. This matters when your insurance company wants to take shortcuts. Nyland's Collision Center only uses manufactured parts. This matters when a cheap, ill-fitting part is available. At Nyland's, it matters. If it's not perfect, it's not leaving. 303-761-9219. 303-761-9219.
Arthritis and gout sufferers, listen up. You don't have to resolve yourself to a lifetime of pain. Burt Middleton is a certified nutritional therapy consultant and a former gout sufferer. That's right, I said former gout sufferer. Whether you deal with rheumatoid arthritis or the most severe case of gout, Burt Middleton can and will help you kill the pain quickly and permanently. You need Burt Middleton, the gout killer. His nutritional and lifestyle solutions help you get the gout out. Check out thegoutkiller.com today or call Burt directly, 970-485-5955.
When you work from home, you run the risk of setting up a makeshift workspace in the corner or somewhere off to the side of your bedroom. It's not really a home office. It just happens to be your office at home. Let Helene's Designs help you create a productive workspace that transforms you from hobbyist into an innovative CEO ready to be featured in a magazine spread. Take charge of your home office and call Helene's Designs. You're the CEO. Make sure your home office looks like it. 720-233-7302. 720-233-7302.
When it comes time for you to buy your next new or gently used vehicle, you'll definitely want an auto broker. And when it comes to which auto broker to choose, here's all you need to know. Matt Martin and H.M. Brown & Associates. Matt has access to all makes and models and offers fantastic financing, leasing, and can even help you with your trade-in. H.M. Brown has 27 years with an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Buy your next car with the integrity and capable help of Matt Martin and H.M. Brown & Associates. 303-414-2388. Call today.
Attention business owners, if you're waiting 30 to 60 days or more to get paid, Riviera Finance can turn your invoices into immediate cash flow. Let them help. Their process is simple and no debt is created. Riviera Finance is located right here in Denver. They've been helping companies across the U.S. for over 40 years. So if you bill on credit but need better cash flow, call Jack Loudon at Riviera Finance now at 303-409-7706. That's 303-409-7706. Or visit RivieraFinance.com.
Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe is the official fitness sponsor of the Experience Pros radio show. This is Angel, and Orange Theory is the energizing group fitness concept that is sweeping the nation. Experience the Orange Effect at the location Eric and I work out at. It's Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road. You'll see more energy, visible toning, and extra calorie burn for up to 36 hours after your workout. Call for a free Saturday session at 303-645-4290. That's 303-645-4290. We'll see you at Orange Theory Fitness at Parker and Arapahoe Road.
Laura Ingram, tomorrow morning at 8, here on KLZ 560.
Do you know what your own personal debt ceiling should be? 0! I'm going to surgically remove the word debt from your vocabulary. Sound like fun? Well, it is. It's called The Dave Ramsey Show. Weekdays at noon on KLZ 560, The Source.
This ain't no disco.
The Experience Pros want to help you get your business right. And now, back to Eric and Angel on the Experience Pros radio show.
All I want to do is have a little fun before I die. There's a man next to me out of nowhere.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show. Time for business tips and insights. And our health tip comes from Burt Middleton, the gout killer.
Hi, Bert. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Angel. Hi, Eric.
Bert, nice
Glad to be here.
nice to have you on the show, my friend. What are we talking about today?
We are talking about mineral balance. And minerals in our bodies rule over all the other nutrients, so that's why we have to talk about it today.
Minerals.
Minerals, yes. And there are so many different minerals that are so critical to maintaining really good, strong health. And there are so many different things that minerals do in our bodies, but we're only going to talk about one mineral, and we're going to talk about one thing that they do, and that mineral is the most abundant and the most important mineral in our body, and that is calcium. And one of the things, kind of the main thing that calcium does in our bodies is help us to maintain the perfect pH of our blood. And it does that in a really, really cool way where we store a lot of calcium in our bones, and then our bones actually give up calcium to back to our blood when we need more calcium in our blood. So as far as what we can do to get more calcium and get more minerals in general is that it kind of comes back to that one thing that we do so often, and we need to eat a lot more leafy green vegetables. But so many people have a real struggle with that, and the other best way to do it is to supplement. And you can supplement with some super green foods like spirulina. Have you ever tried that?
I have no idea what spirulina is, but wait a minute. Calcium, and we need green foods?
Weren't we told for years what we needed was milk?
Milk!
Yes, we've been told that. And milk is actually not the best source of calcium. And I think the dairy industry actually took some heat about all of that here in the recent past. And oftentimes you'll see that commercial dairy is fortified with vitamin D and calcium, because commercial dairy, oftentimes they are pasteurizing it and homogenizing it, and those guys just ruined a perfectly good superfood by doing that.
Okay, so let's get back onto the track of the green leafy.
What did you recommend we eat?
Spirulina. Who is that?
It's actually spirulina. A lot of people know about that by that name, but really what it is sea vegetables. And those sea vegetables, you can get it in all kinds of different forms, and it's used a lot in Japanese cuisine. But there are different powders that are really, really easy to use, and you can put them in smoothies, or there are others that you just mix them with water and shake them up real good. And they're a really quick and easy way to get those all-important minerals.
I had no idea.
I know, this is kind of new for me too,
Right.
Bert, and hopefully for a lot of our listeners. And so how often, I mean, how much and how do we know, and can we overdo it with calcium?
You can, it would be really, really hard to do.
Okay.
Here's the interesting thing about calcium is that most of us typically get enough calcium. We eat enough stuff where we're getting good calcium, but also we need to get the sort of like the calcium in the right form. But also, one of the things with calcium is that it takes other cofactors for our bodies to be able to use the calcium correctly. And just as an example, magnesium. Calcium and magnesium, when they're in the right ratios to each other, allow calcium to do what it really needs to do best.
And I think what's interesting a lot of times with some of these vitamins and minerals, Bert, is we don't see the effects of not having enough calcium in our body until years later when we start to develop some very long-term and very serious issues, and we can't catch up at that point for all these years of this mineral loss. And so having something, playing an active role in your health in taking care of your body. I think that's something that we've just taken for granted for so many years. Like we eat, we drink, we sleep, we drink water. We just kind of go through life and just kind of expect that our body is going to keep up with the demands that we put on it until one day we wake up and we are in pain or we are sick, and there's something that we really have a hard time recovering from. It's amazing your story, Bert, because you did recover from gout, having that illness and pain for so many years. You were actually able to recover from that. And so we take something as serious as gout to maybe a mild calcium deficiency that you might have just because you're not taking care of your body, and imagine how you can feel, how much better you can feel. Bert, can you give some contact information for our listeners to connect with you?
Yes, absolutely. There are two of my websites. If it's really specifically about gout, it is theGoutKiller.com. And for nutritional therapy, it's BertMiddleton.com. But something that I really want, I've been working on my Extreme Customer Service Directory listing, and I really would love to have people go there on theexperiencepros.com and check that out.
Okay.
Absolutely.
And also my phone number is 970-485-5955 if anyone would like to call me and talk more about all of this.
That's Bert Middleton, the Gout Killer, 970-485-5955 or thegoutkiller.com. Bert, thanks so much for bringing it today. We appreciate you.
You bet. Thank you.
Absolutely. And here, in the waning moments of our business tips and insights, let's encourage you to follow up with your target market by making sure that your follow-up is as authentic as it ought to be. And what I mean by that is, don't be afraid to actually handwrite a thank you note to your client. So the value of a handwritten thank you note goes well beyond the couple of minutes it would actually take you to get a card, write a thank you, just thanks, I was thinking about you, I hope you're having a great day. No P.S., oh, by the way, I grow by referrals, or could you give me 10 leads, or anything like that. Just an appreciation card.
I like the idea of an appreciation card, and I think that's a good way to just word that. So often we think that every piece of information we put in front of a client has to have a sales pitch attached to it. Here, sign up for my newsletter. Here, send me a referral. Here, buy my product. Here, get this discount. We get it. You're selling something. We know it, and we can connect the dots. But sometimes it's just nice to be remembered and appreciated for something we've already done. So if I've already sent you a referral, I've already done business with you, I've already signed up, I've already connected with you on Facebook, the thank you for the thing I've already done goes a really long way.
Absolutely. Well, there you have it. There's some good business tips and insights. Health tip from Bert Middleton of the Gout Killer, and your follow-up tip from the Experienced Pros. We will be back after these messages. You're listening to Angel and Eric on the most positive business talk show in America.
The Experienced Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Where do you go when the bank says no? Every business needs money, and yours is probably no different. What's that you say? Your bank backed out on a commitment to you? Our friend Steve Replin has the answers to your financial questions. Steve's new book, Where to Go When the Bank Says No, is the authoritative guide to finding you the money you need now. Where to Go When the Bank Says No. Available right now at hardmoneybooks.com. That's hardmoneybooks.com. Where do you go when the bank says no? hardmoneybooks.com.
It's time for you to take control of your money. If it's in a 401k, someone else is in charge. Getting a loan from yourself is not what you've always been taught, and it's not complicated. Pick up the phone and call Walt Wilson at Private Pension Design and ask him about the infinite banking concept at 303-550-2847. That's 303-550-2847. You can start learning more at privatepensiondesign.com. There are 10 videos and other tools to help you get out of debt without changing your cash flow or paying extra taxes. You've worked hard for the money you've saved. Learn how to keep more control of it at privatepensiondesign.com.
Would you know what to do if a coworker started to feel dizzy and complain of chest pains? Starting CPR while waiting for an ambulance to arrive can double the chance of the victim's survival. Safety Solved can help. We provide customized on-site training, including both professional and basic CPR, AED, and first aid, with American Red Cross and American Heart Association trainings. We also facilitate first aid kit and AED equipment programs. Let us make your safety and wellness programs complete. Call today, 303-257-9589. That's 303-257-9589. Or online at safety-solved.com.
If selling is important to your bottom line in business, and it is, then how you sell is more important than what you sell. If your sales approach is old school and outdated, you're leaving money on the table. Sales expert Liz Wendling will absolutely help you update your sales language and transform your sales results. Stop sounding like everyone else in your industry and stand out, not blend in. Liz can show you how. Every minute you delay, you're losing money. Call Liz Wendling today, 303-988-9157, or visit online at evolvedselling.com.
Run a business and have a life. You got into business so you could enjoy life, and Employer Essentials can help. They keep up with the ever-changing payroll and employment laws and requirements, as well as all those employee management issues. Employer Essentials is the answer you've been looking for to add payroll and HR solutions that offer you peace of mind and the time to do what you want to do. Employer Essentials, Denver's trusted local payroll and HR provider for 15 years. EmployerEssentials.com or 303-734-9436.
Design, implement, and support. If you have a computer, a cell phone, or a tablet, you have a network. Hi, this is Eric, and I've got great news for you. Your network has a guy. For the last 15 years, Brad Binkley of Binkley IT has served his clients without killing their budget. Brad can effectively manage a network of up to 50 computers, typically for about 2 to 4 hours a week. Huge savings, no sacrifice. Call Brad today for your next IT partner, 720-254-1057. That's 720-254-1057. Binkley IT, solving the IT puzzle one piece at a time.
Ken Clark, Jason Worley, Grassroots Radio Colorado, this afternoon at 5 on KLZ 560, The Source.
The Experienced Pros Radio Show, where small business is big business and your business is our business. Follow them on twitter.com/experiencepros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experienced Pros.
I'm ready to play today.
What are you doing?
What? Oh, sorry. I got to daydreaming.
You know what, though? I think as entrepreneurs, I think that's one of the most fun things that we actually get to do is dream. Dream about what it could be, what we could create. You know, the whole world is our oyster kind of thing. And I think this is sometimes, though, what gets people into a little bit of trouble, because they might be a big dreamer, but they might not be able to back it up.
Gets me into trouble all the time.
So here's an article I found, and it's asking, are you an entrepreneur or a dreamer? And there's nothing wrong with being the dreamer, but I think a lot of times we think that because we're a dreamer, we have what it takes to be an entrepreneur. And so we're going to kind of go through the business model, one for the entrepreneur and one for the dreamer, and see where we land.
All right.
Okay?
Yep.
All right, so the entrepreneur business model. They come up with a business model with a strict sense of feasibility before profitability. The urge is to find out how doable a business premise can be before any thought of how to make a profit gets into the picture.
Absolutely.
We definitely see that a lot. Find it pointless to devote time to business ideas that can't be executed well, properly, consistently, or quantifiably. Business to the entrepreneur is a science of cause and effect. Good product and service plus efficient and consistently good value delivers equal profit. Nothing more, nothing less.
All right. Okay. Let's mix that up and see what. How does the dreamer?
The dreamer comes up with business models that are predisposed to certain advocacies or beliefs being applied to business. The objective is to create a profitable business out of something he strongly believes in, likes, loves, or would want to propagate, no matter how far-fetched.
This is putting the cart before the horses. That whole thing is the authority. It's by which. How are you going to achieve that? Okay. All right. I'm with you.
All right, so that's the business model.
The model, yep.
The model.
Mhm.
Okay, so then when it comes to products and the marketing,
Okay.
the entrepreneur choice for product development and marketing is a full-blown industrial assembly line. Strong bias for mass marketing and product value delivery will be industrially consistent with such. Customer relationship management is very businesslike.
Okay. What about the dreamer?
The dreamer usually prefers to create products that are artisanal, organic, and those that do not involve much industrial processing on a huge scale.
You feel good.
Marketing can just, that's true.
Right.
Marketing can go high-tech to compete with mass marketing, but dreamer businesses tend to cater to niche marketing where customer relationships are more intimate, it's very casual, communication is very casual. Competition is supposed to make us more competent workers. Competition is going to make us more competent workers, creative product developers, and more.
I think I like the
business.
dreamer better.
I know. I
I'm
think
working
I kind of
towards
do.
dreamer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay.
What's next?
All right, so then it says that entrepreneur and dreamer businesses are capable of sharing the same brand and marketing communication mechanisms and business telecom systems. You'll find they can perform the same brand building efforts. Both can use much of the same business VoIP type services.
So they can be automated.
They can, yeah.
All right. Okay.
All right, so
You know, I think in that situation, I find myself more along the dreamer side of things, and it's okay to,
Yeah,
to
no,
be a dreamer. It doesn't
absolutely.
mean that you're not going to implement your dreams, and it's not going to doesn't mean that you can't go large as a dreamer. In fact, every company that ever started small and went large probably has a dreamer and an entrepreneur at its apex.
I believe so. I think the idea then, because you've got, I think the dreamer you have to have a dreamer. You have to have that vision from our friend Carrie Conley over at Infinite Nation. Vision is everything. And so it's the apex, as you said,
right,
to growing your business, to developing something. Can this be turned into something that is a sustainable business model?
Right.
And I think this is where then the why in the road sort of comes into play, because I think the dreamers dream. They have this very heartfelt business. I'm all about just connecting to the people that I know. I'm not really selling. I'm not really pushing this. This is just kind of my heartfelt passion. And, and hopefully we can bring on an
entrepreneur that can industrialize it, if you will.
Industrialize it.
Right.
Turn it into a sustainable business model, because I think that the dreamers tend to be the hobbyists in that they'll create a business.
Well, but
and in
they
the
stop.
beginning,
Right.
Yeah, in the beginning you have some success. You've got some friends and some relatives that get on board and show you some support. But I think at some point you actually hit a wall where you can't develop and grow anymore because you haven't created any systems and processes that actually the entrepreneur brings to the table for creating that sustainable business model.
I remember back in the day, and it was many years ago now. You and I were talking, and you and I actually interchange roles, and we have always done that almost naturally, if you will. One day I may be the dreamer, and the next day you may bring the dream to the table, if you will, and we talk about entrepreneur, and the mechanics of it and how to make all that happen. And again, we interchange those roles in our company. But I remember the day when we weren't necessarily on the same page. I had this grand idea, and because it was several years ago and there was really no structure to the how or whatnot, I remember you said, no, I don't think we're ready for that. And I think that's a good thing that we have both the dreamer and the implementation, and both of us can interchange those roles.
It is important because I think all business and all implementation and all structure and planning and data and analysis and that whole piece of it, while it's integral to growing the company, it's not always as much fun to be in that place. You tend to overanalyze. You tend to look at the costs. You tend to look at the cash flow report to see, is that even feasible? Whereas the dreamer side of things, what is possible? What can we create? Let's, it doesn't matter where we're at or where we've been or what we've done. Where do we want to go?
Right.
And kind of bring the analytical side kind of kicking and screaming, but better for it at the end. But at the same time, you get the dreamer in there that's always like, well, we can do this and we can do that and we can do this. Okay. Let's focus on something.
Both need to be tempered, and I think that's the bottom line. You need both. Both need to be tempered by one or the other, and grow your business in a strategic way.
So I wouldn't necessarily say you need a business partner, but you need to surround yourself with dreamers and doers.
Well said. Folks, don't go anywhere. More positive business talk coming up next on the Experience Pros Radio Network.
The Experience Pros are here to help you get your business right. To learn more, visit experiencepros.com.
Networking is full of myths. Bring lots of business cards. Be sure to meet at least 10 new people. Have your 30-second sales pitch ready. Your network is your net worth, but only if you're networking with your A-team. Take the guesswork out of your networking by joining Extreme Relationship Management. It's transforming the way people are networking. It's way more fun than drive-by networking and doesn't waste your time handing out stacks of business cards. Check out ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com for their next event, ExtremeRelationshipManagement.com.
Leaders, listen up. You want to get the very best from your people, and See It Thrive can help. Address personnel challenges with confidence and unleash the best performance out of your organization, team, or individuals. See It Thrive helps you realize the possibilities of your team coming together as an unstoppable force. Reduce conflict and empower transformation. Because you work with people, make the courageous choice to See It Thrive. Call Sue Kenfield today at 303-791-2807. That's 303-791-2807. Discover and sign up for upcoming workshops at seeitthrive.com.
If printing is an essential part of your business day, then RMK Cartridge is your lifeline to success. Hi, this is Eric, and Angel and I wouldn't think of running our business without having RMK Cartridge on our speed dial. Remanufactured ink and toner cartridges are just the beginning. Free delivery and award-winning service coupled with 30 to 50% savings over original manufacturer products means that we're saving time, money, and space in the landfill all at once. Treat your printer to the best. Contact the guys at RMK Cartridge at 303-781-2076 or on the web at rmkcartridge.com.
Can you imagine going an entire day without your phone or computer? Crazy, right? How else would you communicate with your team, contact that client, or even get paid? Absolutely nothing happens when you don't have technology in your lap. Even a slow-running computer can stall your progress, and when your software doesn't sync, nothing seems to work out. You've got a technology partner like no other with C-Squared Computer Consulting. C-Squared is your business pain reliever. Solve your pain. Call C-Squared at 303-933-1113.
Being a homeowner, business owner, or a consumer has never been easier thanks to the Extreme Customer Service Directory. You can count on the Experience Pros Network to deliver the best in customer service and collaboration. Check out the Extreme Customer Service Directory for all your referrals, and if you don't see your favorites on the list, let us know. We'll check them out, and if their customers are saying great things about them, they could be a great fit for the Extreme Customer Service Directory online at experiencepros.com/directory.
Are you an expert? At Experience Pros, we feature the best in business, and we're looking for industry experts to share tips with our audience. If you're an expert who offers great customer service and you'd like to be a part of the Experience Pros radio show, click on the radio interview request at experiencepros.com. We want our audience to hear from you. Go to experiencepros.com and fill out the radio interview request and start spreading the news that you're going to be on the radio.
Business owners, I'm Dave Ramsey, and I want you to listen to the most positive small business talk show in America, The Experience Pros, with my friends Angel and Eric, mornings at 10 right before the Dave Ramsey Show at noon on The Source, KLZ 560.
The Dave Ramsey Show, noon to 3 on AM 560, legendary KLZ.
The Experience Pros Radio Show, home of the original Fan Braggin' Fridays. Take just 20 seconds to become a revolutionary by sharing a fan bragging story of great customer service on Facebook.com/ExperiencePros. Now, back to Angel and Eric, the Experience Pros.
Welcome back to the Experience Pros Radio Show with Angel and Eric. Thanks for taking time out of your business day to join us for hours. Hey, social media came on like a storm a couple years back, and it really has not really released its grip on the business community, but there have been some interesting shifts in the last couple of years, in fact, in the last couple of months, in how people are thinking about social media in the workplace.
You know, it's far more part of our daily grind. Like it's so a part of who we are and what we do for so many people. And you think about how you start your day, how you interact throughout the day. In fact, on Sunday, I was having a cup of coffee, and I call it reading the newspaper. Do you remember reading the newspaper on
I do remember
Sundays?
that, but it's been a while.
Yeah, so I call it reading the paper. But I'm scrolling through Facebook.
Oh, you're scrolling. Oh, okay.
But that's where I get all my news. That's where I get all my updated. That's where I kind of get in the know. All the news channels are there. You see the headlines. You see what people are talking about. And but I call it reading the paper.
All right.
Reading the paper.
There you go. Social Media Examiner has just released its annual social media marketing industry report. They surveyed over 2,800 marketers, specifically people in business, and so some surprising trends have started to pop up, and we thought we'd share these with you. The first one is, and it's no surprise to the people who have been doing it for more than a decade now, but blogging is seeing a major comeback. You know those folks who used to be before social media, all those bloggers and the vloggers, those folks, they've known it all the time, and they've continued their blogging process. And sure enough, 68% of marketers plan to increase their efforts in this area, and not since 2010 has blogging been the focus of increased activity, but it is now.
You know, and I think that there was a lot of value in it, or there can be a lot of value in it. And as people are searching, looking for expertise to establish yourself as an expertise. And I think the idea of blogging offers so much in terms of collaboration, because you can actually draw from so many other resources on the internet that the collaboration, I'm citing you, they're citing me, we're citing them, and I think it just brings everybody together in a way that really only the internet can do.
Yeah, absolutely. Second of all, you know, the big dog, the king of the rock, the belle of the ball, Facebook, starting to lose its shine for business owners.
Really?
Well, you know, they keep changing the algorithms, and
they do.
Now, keep in mind, folks, you get what you pay for, and most of you don't pay a penny for Facebook or whatnot. And the way to make it all even is that you start paying. That's kind of Facebook's model, is that if you want to get the views that you normally used to get by the organic way, and remember, you're not paying for it. If you want those views, you can do a paid campaign.
You can, and you can easily do a paid campaign, and actually paying for marketing isn't all that unusual for business owners to get involved with. And you think about any association or that you're a part of. You're in a city, your business is a part of a city, but if you want your brand to be stand out, you join a marketing, you put together some marketing, and we're used to paying for it. I think the struggle was because we used to not have to,
right?
And it used to just be you got your likes, and everybody who liked your page could see your stuff.
Not so anymore.
And so the whole idea of the likes kind of diminished. The likes aren't nearly as valuable. People aren't liking business pages anymore because they don't have to in order to see your message. And so I can see the frustration, but just because the frustration is there doesn't mean that it's not effective.
Absolutely not. Facebook is and continues to be the most important social network overall. However, this year and this report that came out with the Social Media Examiner is the very first time ever that we've seen a significant decline in the use of Facebook by marketers. 7% of marketers plan to decrease their use of Facebook in 2014, and only 43% believe that their Facebook efforts are effective. First time below a 50% margin ever. Here's another one, and it's kind of an interesting aside, but it's true. There's a greater fascination with Google+. marketers are starting to listen, and we've been telling you this for the better part of a year now. But 54% of marketers using Google Plus, 65% want to learn more about it, and 61% plan on increasing their Google Plus activities in 2014.
And what say you?
We've already done it. We've already increased our Google Plus activities.
We have.
And we
Well, you're such a
touched that.
trendsetter.
No, I'm
We
a
do.
trend follower. I do look for the what's happening. I try to stay on the cutting edge of it as much as possible. Again, you get into this conversation, and by the way, these things that we're bringing to your attention today does not exclude. I'm not even going to talk about Twitter today. All right, but it doesn't exclude the fact that Twitter is a relevant and valuable asset. These are just as they come. These are the reports, the summaries of the reports, and I do try to be on the cutting edge of that. I did start implementing a weekly Google Plus connection to our blog, so that I don't have to work twice as hard, but I do need to make sure that we're exercising Google Plus, and every single week we get new Google Plus followers.
Everything that you do, when you think about using the internet and the ability to connect with people, I think it's fascinating how much opportunity we have as business owners thanks to the internet and thanks to social media. And so because there is so much opportunity, all we have to do is implement it and use it. I'm still very surprised at all the people who say it doesn't have value. I'm like, what else would you rather be doing to market your business or to connect with people, and that's going to give you the same kind of, for such low impact entry into using getting to play. There's no barrier for entry.
It's true.
None. Not even financial, really. Not even time.
If there
honestly.
is one, it's educational, and I would say the time to learn.
But even that, it is incredibly minimal.
It's
and
true.
So for the incredible opportunity that is there are still people saying, no, I'm not going to do that.
Right.
I don't see any value in that.
I won't say what I was going to say. Here's the next thing. There's a shift in focus with B2B versus B2C, and I'm talking about business-to-business kind of businesses. Those are the kinds that, like Jack Loudon brought to our attention, and then the business-to-customer, that's where you're dealing with specific marketing towards your client or customer. And here's the deal: when it comes to B2C, Facebook still dominates. 68% of marketers choose Facebook as their number one choice of social platform, followed by YouTube, Pinterest, and Instagram, because it's where their customers, and we're talking about individual human beings, are looking. All right?
Okay.
B2B, the business-to-business marketers, LinkedIn way surpassed Facebook as a platform of choice. Blogging and Twitter also play a more prominent role. So, if you're talking about working on a business-to-business level, you might want to look at LinkedIn as being your number one area.
Well, and I know that we underuse social media here at Experience Pros. It used to be I thought we overused it.
Right.
But I think just because of the way times have changed and shifted and the ability to connect and all the resources that are there, I think we are back into the pond of saying that we underuse it. Because think about how active we really are on LinkedIn. Think about how active we really are on Twitter. Think about how active we really are on Pinterest. We're really underusing the tool. And I've gotten a couple of emails recently from our friends at Integrated Alliances.
Oh, yeah.
Talking about how to improve our LinkedIn presence. And so be on notice.
I guess that's on my to-do list. All right, here's another thing. Podcasting, of course, is on a growth trajectory. We realize that. We stream the show. We put the archives out. We podcast to YouTube as well as to all the other, we've got 20 different nodes that we podcast to, and it works. People are listening, and people are downloading, and people are tuning in when they want to. Media on demand is impressive. And we have, the global adoption of smartphones to thank for that. And then finally, how's your visual content? All eyes are now on the visual content. It is 68% of marketers want to know how to create original images, infographics, and such, followed by an interest in learning how to produce original videos. No longer is it acceptable or even socially acceptable for you to go and copy something off of the Google and put it back into your content. Create the original stuff. And people are interested in looking that up and figuring it out.
I know, and they can anytime, any place. I got to hear Liz Wendling speak at Camp Experience on Friday. First time ever. We've been to a lot of events together, but I've never actually got to hear her speak because we've been in 2 different conference rooms at the same time. So my first time hearing her present. But she talks about the consumer these days, the end user. They get to do it on their time and on their turf and on, she had another T, time, turf, I don't know, like we get to decide.
Right.
We get to decide everything. And so it's a different...
It's an on-demand world.
It really is. And so are we present for when they're interested in participating and connecting with us? And that's the thing that social media just opens up the gateway for so many of us, especially for a brick and mortar store. We really have the ability to be available 24/7. If we are virtual, I mean, this is where the virtual businesses have just trumped old school business. I mean, in a way that they get it because they all have been doing the online and the social media and the blogging for so long. It is their business model. So I think it's why they trump old school business models time and time again. We have to stay relevant.
You have to stay relevant, have to make sure that you keep your fingers on the pulse of what's trending in your business area, and don't flush the baby with the bathwater, if you will. Social media is here to stay, but it may not be the way that you think it is. You just need to make sure that you know where it is good for your business. Looking at the time, that says, gosh, our 2 hours have flown by. I guess they say time flies when you're having fun. We've had a good time with you. We hope that you tune in again tomorrow, where we'll share more positive business talk. On behalf of Charlie, our producer, and Angel, myself, and all the people that make the Experience Pros radio show happen every single day, we say thank you. Thanks for tuning in, for participating, for being the revolution. Give somebody a 20-second kiss. That stands for kindness. It is so simple.
This has been the Experience Pros radio show with business revolutionaries Angel Tussey and Eric Raymer. For more information, you can contact Experience Pros by calling 720-344-2446 or visit them on the web at experiencepros.com, facebook.com/experiencepros, and twitter.com/experiencepros. What are you waiting for? Join the revolution.
Legendary KLZ 560, The Source.
Looking for help to care for your aging parents? The Salute to Seniors is the largest resource expo for older adults in Colorado and features everything from help in the home to insurance. Come to the Colorado Convention Center on Saturday, May 31st, and you'll find everything you need to help your parents at this time in their lives and help to keep them happy and